the branch Covidians, the highest paid bureaucrat in the history of our country, is determining what our future is.
I'm right there.
Yes, I can see that we're right on time. All right, I'll take two more. Anybody else? Yes.
So you called Joe Kent a socialist for wanting to increase the child tax deduction for working families, but you accepted welfare and over 1.2
Oh, I love this. So, yeah, no, that's actually a lie. Okay, so hold on a second. I appreciate you've come here on behalf of the Kent campaign. You should have worn your Kent hat. That would have made you easier to spot. But I will say this. So first of all, I reject on its face that assertion that you just made. Can you back that up and prove it to me?
Have you ever taken welfare?
Yeah, have my family gone on food stamps before? Is that the question? What are you asking me? Because you don't actually know. So you're regurgitating a talking point from a campaign that has accused me of being involved in a sex scandal. These are talking points from a campaign that sent to President Trump on behalf of the Kent campaign that I had not paid my federal taxes, lie, that I filed for bankruptcy, lie. These are people that lie. If their mouths are moving, they're lying. So when you come here and you make it, no, I did not. No, guess what? Fun fact, this will be good education for you, so I hope you're listening, lean in. There is another Heidi St. John in Congressional District 3. She lives in Roy, Washington, except for now she's moved to Oklahoma. And the Kent campaign, which should know better since Mr. Kent is a former CIA spook, they should know how to lift people's information off the internet. But apparently they don't. So they picked up somebody else's information, another Heidi St. John, who, by the way, did not deserve to have this kind of public scrutiny come on her. She did file bankruptcy, she did fail to pay her taxes, and she did get divorced. That's not me. It wasn't me. And if they had done their homework, they'd have figured that out. And I resent you coming here and making those accusations and not standing in the back door like a decent human being and saying, are these true? These are allegations that I've heard. I'm actually tired of this. And the Kent campaign is disingenuous when they send people like you to try to bully me. Love this question. Thank you for asking. So Cowlitz County, who's been, just like Wahkiakum County, bullied and pushed around, yes, Wahkiakum County, we can talk all night long about how come Wahkiakum endorsed Joe Kent. It was a grave mistake that they've made, and they're going to look stupid when this whole thing is over. But in Cowlitz County, they had a straw poll, right? And this is also a fun fact for you. Volunteers from the Cowlitz County GOP are calling people to invite them to come to what is now a district-wide event. And they're saying, we want you to come participate in our straw poll. Let's tell you about the candidates. There's Joe Kent, America First, endorsed by Trump, amazing guy. He's so amazing, I want to marry him. Then there's Vicky Crash, she got into the race pretty late. Then there's Heidi St. John, she's a liar. She lied. These are the calls that are coming out from the Cowlitz County GOP for their so-called straw poll. So they poison the well before anyone even gets there. And then for all of the people, do you know how many people live in Congressional District 3? Because this is a district-wide Congressional District 3 poll. How many people live here? Do you know? Roughly.
Yeah, it's about 6 million.
No.
In the whole district?
In the whole district. Does anyone know? It's close to 600,000. Do you know how many people they got out to vote, so-called vote for Mr. Kent? 300. He should be worried. I didn't even tell anybody about that poll. It's rigged, it's fake, it's stupid. I didn't vote in it.
You went there to speak?
I went there to speak because they asked me to come. And so I went there to speak at their request, but I didn't participate in that poll. It's a sham. And they should be embarrassed.
I didn't either.
He didn't either. And so honestly, they should be embarrassed. This is embarrassing. Primaries, the reason that we have primaries is so that everyone can be heard and our voices can be heard. And the two top candidates, which is in a double primary here, do you know what that means? It means that the top two candidates go, right?
So you can be like Joe and the Democrat.
Well, I guess we're going to find out too. Mr. Kent is a bully. He is. And he will govern how he campaigns. And people should watch how he campaigns. I have not sent people to film him. I don't send people to Bob Abbott. I'm not sending them. If people do that, it's not because I'm sending them. And it's a tactic I've watched since the beginning of this race, when they accused me of being involved in a sex scandal, which I find laughable. So when you talk about that Cowlitz County straw poll, all it's going to do is make the Cowlitz County GOP look ridiculous. And by the way, and this is what worries me the most, when you try to get these GOPs to endorse ahead of a primary, the job of the county GOPs is to give all of the candidates a platform so that the citizens of the area can hear what they have to say. Their job is not to endorse in a primary. And at the very beginning of this, I went to to the Clark County GOP actually, and I said, hey, what do I have to do to get the endorsement of the Clark County GOP? And Joel Maddle rightly said to me, Heidi, we don't endorse in a primary because we want to give everybody a chance to speak. And I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. And then I dropped it. I didn't go around to all of the counties and try to bully them into making an endorsement, because what the net result will be is that the people in Cowlitz County, what they're trying to do is disenfranchise the voters, because they want the voters to think that it's already in the bag for Joe Kent. So don't get out here and vote for Heidi because Joe already won, because our stupid little poll got 300 people out of 600,000 people to turn out. It's embarrassing. And the next time somebody decides that they want to run for city council or they want to run for school board, they're going to remember how the Cowlitz County GOP bullied Heidi St. John. And they might think twice about running, which I find to be a crying shame. What is wrong with politics in this country is exactly how the Kent campaign is conducting itself. And if we allow it to continue, we won't get better, we'll get worse. And shame on them for that. Shame on them for that. That's all. They better be afraid, because I'm going to win.
Actually, showing up on this tiny group and bullying you is shocking to me. I'm like, I'm done.
So why would, and this happens to me all over the district, but I guess I would ask you a question, and I want you to really think about this. Because the Kent campaign wants me to get out, and they say I'm splitting the vote. Why do you guys think that Heidi St. John, the woman who has lived here for 20 years and worked for this district for 20 years, has a demonstrated record of going back and forth to talk to legislators that started 3 businesses here? Why do you want me to drop out of the race and not the Democrat from Portland? That's a really interesting talking point. So if we're going to talk about splitting the vote, we should talk about why you guys think that's so important. I've never asked anyone to drop out of the race. Republicans don't do that. We don't say get out of the race. We say let the best man win.
Amen.
And that's what it should be. And so the fact that he wants to turn that on his head is alarming, and everyone in this room should be alarmed by that.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I had a feeling it was going to turn awful, but
But if this is how his campaign runs,
Seriously, I said with the endorsement, I was with Hyden County, I'm totally, now it's like done with him. Because you guys, the whole body language here,
Why?
this is not how you run politics at all. This hits all the wrong keys.
thank you. You guys, I appreciate you coming out tonight. I am sorry for how it presented. I don't want to leave a bad taste in anybody's mouth. And I think too, let me just end it this way, because I think it might be encouraging for people. What I said at the beginning, I still think is true. I actually think our best days are ahead of us. But we've got to rise above the vitriol. The Democrats want us to fight amongst each other.
Yep.
They want us to be so divided and hate each other so badly that we stop voting and we stop participating and we stop coming to town halls. And so I don't want that to happen. I actually love this area. I genuinely love it. And I want to see good things for it. And I think if we put our heads together, we will see good things. I think that that's absolutely true. So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it.